What is next? What is next? That's what I'm asking myself. I'm leaving Chuck's. I got my last paycheck. Oh, do not copy that down. I got my last paycheck and I got this. After doing cranberries, farming them for a month, what do you think I got? What's my parting gift? Oh my. This is worth the head-on collision. Woo! Cranberries! That's what I got. I'm gonna give them to my mom and my sister so they can bake some apple pie. But now I'm thinking like, what I'm thinking now, I'm really not thinking much. I'll tell you what I'm actually thinking. I was like, well, what am I gonna film now? What am I gonna talk about now? What is there to talk about? There's not much to talk about. I feel like what I'm doing is I'm overthinking it out of my system. I'm getting it out of my system. I'm gonna think every thought possible until there are no more thoughts to think, and then I'm just done. Like, I'm gonna vomit until there's no more food or liquid in my body, and I'm just a corpse. Vomit all my thoughts. I think I've done that. Maybe I've vomited all my negative thoughts out. I know I've done that. I mean, just feel good. I feel, you know when you feel good, that, you know when you feel nothing but in a good way? Like, I don't feel really happy or really sad or really this or really that. And bro, that's exactly where you want to be. It's exactly where you're always supposed to be. Stoic. I am stoic. I'm gonna start reading about stoicism. I'm gonna be stoic. No emotion. But yeah, my question is, what's next? Because that's it. Cranberry farming is over. I feel better now. Trying to be someone. I actually talked to Fence Boss Man earlier today for a little while, and he was like, be careful with the like feeling sick because it could be pneumonia. Because I was feeling like after work a couple days ago, I was like shivering, freezing cold, and it's not a good feeling, you know, when you're like sitting on the couch trying to like not, it feels like I'm in the ice bath. Bro, whoa, that was weird. I couldn't see a thing. Which could be pneumonia. I mean, it's a symptom. I don't think I have it, but you don't want to be that guy who's like, oh no, I'm not sick, and then you just like get worse and worse, and then, bro, pneumonia is nothing to frick with. Pneumonia that stays in your body, I think. Pneumonia, it messes with your lungs, like your, what is it, lymph nodes in your lungs. You have X amount of like things in your lungs that pneumonia attacks. So I'm trying to be healthy. I'm trying to like care. I'm trying to not be a nihilist. As I do that, nihilism is subjective. Chuck and I were saying it is what it is. It is what it is. He says that. It is what it is. And I was telling him about how I felt about, you look at this dude flying. Oh. Where are you going? Bloody hell, man. Acura. It's always the Acuras, the Accurats. So yeah, I was telling him like, how I was feeling about everything, about all the times I cried about spilled milk, and here I am licking it up off the floor. Bro, don't cry over spilled milk. Lick it up off the floor. Someone write that down, bro. Someone write that down, like next to Socrates. Write that down. I think what I want to do, I think maybe even in terms of videos like these, it's like I need to consistently get into a book. The audiobooks don't do it for me. I'm a visual learner, but I need pictures. Like, visual learning, words don't cut it. Not creative enough. You know, they say a picture speaks 1,000 words? I could take one picture and it could speak 1,000 words. Your words are beta. Your words are not creative enough. There's nothing I could say in these videos that could ever capture my creativity, I don't think. So what is it that I need to do? Like I said, what's next? Because I could keep going back to these jobs. Like, I'm already planning on doing fence next week, and I'm really trying to like ask myself, what I was trying to ask myself earlier today was, I have to decide. I was going to ask someone else, like, what their opinion on, like, what should I do? I just paid rent this morning. It's November 1st. Yay! First of the month, yay! But it feels like every time I do that, I'm committing more to where I'm at. And I don't even know why I'm at where I'm at, but I don't have to question it. I know that it's correct. I know that it's supposed to be this way. I can kind of feel it too. So now I'm trying to figure out what's next. What can I do next to not go back to like my old ways? If I go back and do fence, I know what to expect. I kind of know what money to expect. And I know that everything's going to be fine. And I'm going to survive. But is that kind of saying, like, is that what I want? Or like, why would I not want that? I guess I'm thinking I wouldn't want that because it ends up being miserable, because for whatever reason, though, I actually don't know why it's miserable. But it's that creativity. Because I remember a comment one of you guys left on maybe on that video I made like 2 weeks ago, where you're like, you're stuck in a like a mundane, monotonous job, and you need something that keeps you thinking. Like, fence doesn't keep me thinking. The only thing I'm thinking about is, oh, how many more digs? Like, how many more licks to the center of this Tootsie Pop? Like, how many more digs to the bottom of this hole? Maybe I could be a Tootsie Pop flavor tester. Like, they come out with new flavors and I just test them. Someone's got to do it, right? Bro, someone's got to do it. People always think, oh, no, I could never do that. Well, have you ever tried? Like, what if everyone thought that? What if everyone had that attitude? What if everyone had the attitude of, oh, no, that'll never be me. I have that attitude. Why not you? Bro, why not you? Give me a reason why. You probably couldn't. I did stand up last night at the usual spot in Bristol, and it was Halloween. People were dressed up. It was funny. I thought it was gonna be like packed. It wasn't, though, because I guess, you know, I realized, shit, people actually have lives outside of this. Like, not everyone is grinding open mic comedy on a Friday Halloween. Like, people are out with their friends. But you know what? It was really the crowd. And I know this because the one girl said this. She was like, I don't have friends outside of comedy. Which I don't know if she's exaggerating. I don't really know her that well, but she's funny. She actually invited me to one of her. She hosts a little open mic. Oh, actually, it's kind of more of a show. I guess that's my first invite to a show, guys. Maybe I should have started with that, because maybe I should feel proud of myself. Because what she does is you sign up, and then you get, she does a bucket pull, which I think is really cool. I haven't been a part of that yet. I've only done open mics, just on the list. And I just go on the list, and wherever I am on the list, that's where I go. So she said, hey, come to my open mic on Tuesday. And I was like, all right. So there's that. That's the plan. I'm gonna go see what it's all about. Bucket pull, bro. I was thinking like that's nerve-wracking, because it's not like you can mentally prepare like, okay, I'm on after this guy. No, you're on when you get pulled, bro. Oh no! But I know it's gonna be so much fun. Like, dude, last night was so hard. Last night was hard. It felt very difficult because, dude, when I went up, even just the dudes in the back sitting at the table, they all went out for a smoke, and I was just up there, bruh. I was up there in front of, I think it was like 4 people who were like actually listening, and then I think 2 of them left, and then there was another couple, but one of them was a comic. He was on like after me. Dude's like sweating bullets, bro. When you're on like after someone or the next couple of guys, you're not laughing at some other guy's jokes. Like, you're in your head going through your set. You're not. I mean, you should try to be in the moment, but I think the other guy is like new like me, so he. Oh, you know the funny thing was that I only told myself after. I kind of glanced at him a couple times to see if my jokes were landing with him. Hardly, like, I think he cracked some smiles, but he was not laughing. But I would just look at him every now and then, and I thought to myself, like, is this guy just a dick? But then I realized, no, that look on his face of like disgust with me, he's looking at me like, look at the hunters. He's looking at me like, this guy sucks. I hope he dies on stage. No, that look, that's how I see it. But that look, what he's feeling inside is he's so anxious, he's so nervous and so afraid that he's showing his nervousness as anger. The expression is anger. Again, another thing I've said a million times, but it just applies so many times, and you just like notice it, say it, because you can get back into a routine of like taking shit personally and interpreting things incorrectly. When someone laughs, they're laughing at you because you're stupid and you're making a fool of yourself. No, when someone laughs, they're laughing, bro. It's like when I was in Boston Common with the kid I met playing chess, and we were just like shooting this shit, and these 2 girls walked by. They looked like they were from Russia, and they were both filming, like vlogging on their phones, and I was like, hey, like, what's going on? And bro, they walked past me like I didn't exist, and I was like, damn. And I kind of jokingly said, I guess they hate me. And then my buddy said, they probably just didn't speak English. And I was like, kablooey, mind blown. Because that didn't cross my mind. Again, why is this the case? I don't know. My mind is warped, was warped, became warped. It can become this way. You can have these negative like loops in your head of just assuming the worst. You always tell yourself the worst case scenario. Bro, imagine you walked around telling yourself the best case scenario. Because you need to be delusional like that. You need to be delusional. You do. Like, there's no way around it. You can sit here and say, oh, you're being, that's unrealistic. That's not true. How do you know that? You can't prove that. Well, you can't prove it one way or the other. It kind of goes back to actually like the argument about God. Atheists versus anyone that believes in a religion, I guess. Well, an atheist can't prove that God doesn't exist. And then an atheist would say, well, a Christian can't prove that God does exist. So you're both wrong? You're both right? There's no answer. There's no answer that we can like concretely give. We're gonna yap about it for all eternity until we die, and then we realize God is real. You ever seen the meme? There's a meme when it's like atheists when they find out they were wrong, and it's a guy burning in hell. he's like drowning in lava. At least if you believe in something bigger than you, if you believe in God, if you believe in an afterlife, if you're wrong, you just kind of get, you just feel let down. But if you're right, then you're right. And you're exactly where you wanted to be. An atheist, you're not even giving yourself a chance. It's literally like the argument is just inherently flawed, right? Because you can't prove what happens after we die. You can't prove it. So why bother trying to disprove someone's belief that that something does happen after we die? Well, it's like saying after I die, well, what's gonna happen to me? Well, they say, oh, well, your body will be burnt or buried. And then the argument becomes, well, what happens to my consciousness? You cannot prove what happens to your consciousness. Because if I'm asleep, I guess you could argue, if you're asleep, your brain has activity. Being asleep is a very interesting thing, though. See, look, now I've got myself thinking, bro. Ooh, I like this. I like this. Ooh. What was my argument? Oh yeah, you can't prove what happens. You cannot prove what happens to, like, it's more like someone's soul, because you can take a scanner and scan someone's brain, whatever. But there's something more than that. There's the consciousness that you have without brain activity. Even if you're, well, technically you can be brain dead and live, right? That's a thing. Look at that. Checkmate, atheists. You can be brain dead and be alive. Yo, did this guy? No. Thought that guy got pulled over. Oh my god, I got pulled over. Wait, did he? Let's rubberneck this right quick. What are you doing? Oh. I just drift through the median. I'm like, hey guys, what are you doing? Skirt! Hey guys, what's up? Alright, I'm gonna go straight through here, because skirt, that's why. So yeah, I lost my train of thought. It left the station. It went off the tracks into a building. I don't know, somehow I found a way to talk, bruh. And sometimes I feel like I don't want to do this. I had days, like, I think in the summer where I didn't want to do this, and now, again, I feel like an obligation. I have you guys watch my videos. People, you'll tune in. You'll tune in, no matter what. And I love it. Tuning in for what? What are you guys looking for? Let me ask you that. For anyone that made it to this point in the video, especially. What is it that you look for in a video like mine? You might not actually know the answer. But if you do have an answer, if you ask yourself, if you truly take a moment to ask yourself, what is it that you're looking for by watching a video like mine? And what is a video like this? Well, it's a stream of consciousness, right? It's my brain vomiting, and I can somehow just do this. I can just do it. There's times when I guess sometimes like after work, I get the frustration that I experience throughout the day. Somehow I build it up inside of me, and then it clouds my mind. It clouds my thoughts. Moments of irritation where I feel like, oh, I can't think clearly. And then it like compounds on itself. Actually, yesterday, dude, this one guy, his last name was like, the dude was making fun of his last name, but he did stand up for the first time ever. And, bro, respect. I can't remember his name. It wasn't very memorable because it was his first time. I mean, most people, bro, stand-up's hard. It's impressive if you even just get up there. I feel like I would love to see, like, even just someone that you think is funny. It's an amazing thing, I think, because there's people who are funny. People are funny everywhere. Everyone is funny in their own way. But it's a whole nother thing to have the balls to like go up on stage and just start talking. It's just different, bruh. It's just different. It gives you this feeling like you end up being around people and you think, I'm better than you. I'm better than you because I did stand-up. I've done stand-up like once or twice. I'm a better human. There definitely is that. There definitely is that you do think that. You do, because you become so wrapped up with your own life that you think to yourself, oh, how do I compare to everyone else? That's normal. Then you think like, oh, of all these people in like the gas station, how many people have done stand-up? Probably, I actually don't know the numbers on that, but bro, if I had to guess, hardly any. It depends where you are. I guess if you're at a gas station in LA, maybe it's like 10%. But here, bruh, it's like 0. But what difference does that make? It makes no difference. It doesn't change. No one gives a shit. Don't even like... You could tell someone, no one cares. And that's freeing. That's freeing. And actually last night, I was out, bro. The show finished at midnight. The mic finished at midnight, I mean. And we were outside, like 4 or 5 of us, until 3:30 a.m. Bro, just talking about life.